safercigs.co.uk, sponsors of the Haze Hour.
Here we go. Yes, they do, and it is, and we are, and it's live. It's Monday night, yet again, as ever was. They come round at such a rate, you know.
Very quickly.
Every 7 days. It's amazing the way it all comes out.
And as you get older, they seem to come round quicker, don't they?
I wouldn't know. I'm not getting older. I'm gonna get somebody to do an oil paint, and I'm gonna stick it in the attic.
Really?
She's back. You're back, I see.
Dorian Gray, you ain't. Edgar Allan Poe, maybe.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe, The Pit and the Pendulum, The Crow.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes. Good Allan. That's what we used to call it.
Even the name sounds sinister, doesn't it?
Edgar Allan Poe. Yes, the name does. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to have Chris back.
It is.
My God, we missed you last week, Mrs.
Oh.
We did indeed.
We were stumbling, him and me.
Yes.
Oh,
It was-
I was watching the snooker.
It was reduced to Keith cracking jokes. It was.
Yes.
Was?
And you were fortunate to miss those, I'll tell you.
I'm saying nout. I'm saying nothing. But hello, good evening, welcome everybody. It's lovely to be back. It's lovely to be back in the UK, actually. And there is video tonight. It's more of a travelogue than, but there's e-cigs all the way through. Just basically, I thought I've seen Dave Kitson do it so many times, and I thought, right, I'm gonna film everything that happens,
All right.
or as much as I can, and let people have a look and see where all this kind of
So
stuff
it's
goes
quite a
on.
lengthy clip then, is
It's
it?
about 30 minutes.
Right.
So we'll take adverts early and late and do it like the middle half will get expandicized, made bigger rated. And then Chris has a new stealth device. This thing is so stealthy, it's amazing, and you'll love that. And there's one or two new bits and bobs has landed on my desk as well. We may or may not get to them, but I did bring an e-cig back from Switzerland, and we might have a look at
A
that.
Swiss e-cig.
A Swiss e-cig. Do you want to have a look at it?
Ah, yes.
Or we'll do that after the
All
titles.
right, then.
We'll have to do the titles first. That's what we've got to do. We definitely have. So it's a case of... are we all ready?
Aye,
Put that last piece in. Have you got all the corners done, have you?
aye.
She's doing
Corners are done, edges done.
Edge. There you go. That's great. So, here we go. Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to... The
Haze Hour.
Lovely. Yeah. Did you enjoy that, Keith?
No, because it's finished. Wait.
Hey, dear, I don't know.
Introducing some bloody programme with that racket.
I didn't...
Yeah,
Pardon?
exactly.
Art in beauty and
Is in the eye of the beholder.
or the ear hole. You could always
Or
stick
the ear hole.
or the ear hole, yes. So yes indeed, yes. Shot off to Basel and brought back really the only e-cig I could find that was at reasonable money, he said. Gets it on closey up you can, but oink, there you go. This is it. I'll zoom out a bit. Zoom out a bit, David. There we are. Zoomed out a bit is what we've done. There you go. Now, anybody that looked at that, it's called a shisha to go. The reason it's called a shisha to go, in Switzerland, you cannot get nicotine-containing juice. Did you not know that? You cannot get nicotine-containing juice. So this is what it is. It's and if I put an ordinary biro pen style, there you go. I suppose I can understand why they call these pen style now, or shisha pens, because it actually does look like a pen. Do you want to have a go of it, Keith?
That's gorgeous.
Can you elaborate? You can't get nicotine containing juice.
That's right.
Right.
There's no nicotine containing e-liquid legally over there. It would be illegal to sell it. You can import
So you
it.
don't press anything?
No,
do
you just suck it. Does look pretty, doesn't it, Chris?
Very.
They had them in, the colours go with the flavours. That one being blue on black. Guess what flavour it is? If it's blue on black.
It's a berry.
Blueberry. And it's,
Mm.
apparently it's meant to be shisha. That was 18 Swiss francs, and a Swiss franc is roughly $1, an American dollar. So it's
That's
12.
very nice. Very nice.
It is, it's very pretty, but it's very expensive for what it is, considering there's no nicotine in it. I just thought I'd get one and, you know, see what it was like.
Is it refillable, Dave?
No. That is a dispensable.
Right.
Is it?
It's too pretty to be disposable. It really is.
It's very nicely made. Made in Germany by XEO. Zeo. And it's comfortable and it works quite nicely. It doesn't deliver any nicotine at all, but I believe they've got nicotine containing ones for other parts of the world. But 12 quid for a disposable. Mind, it's a hell of a size battery on it. And I'm here to tell you it worked quite nicely on the plane as well.
Mm.
But it would have been a bit better had it had a little bit of nicotine in. But there you go. I just thought I would share that. I'll go up closer up your cam again, then you can see. I'm not doing very well with all of this tonight. There we
So
go.
are you saying that it's illegal to sell
Yes.
nicotine containing juice?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And as part and parcel of what we were talking about over there, Dr. Jacques Couzeau was on the panel and going through what the Swiss are currently looking at. And yeah, I'll cover that in more depth at another time, because it's basically the Swiss deciding that they're going to go down a TPD kind of route, because they're not in Europe, so they don't have to adopt the Tobacco Products Directive. So they're looking at, and it's got this lovely methodology of finding out what the consensus view is. So they'd asked this panel of experts, right? Not one user, not one vaper amongst them, asked a panel of experts, did they think e-cigs were dangerous?
And none of them were.
None of them were vapors. No vapors at all. So the question, if you like, they would have had, is this blue or is this green? And you'd have had 95% saying green and 5% saying it was blue, because the 5% are colourblind like me. Then when it came to our e-cigs dangerous, they were all over the shop. From I think they're massively dangerous to, of course they're not, don't be stupid at this end, and it was pretty much level. Everything, every little degree of it had something through it. Not a clue.
So what expertise did these panel members have? What were their backgrounds?
Well, the tobacco control, policemen, lawyers, all kinds of different people that have got expertise in something. But the fact of the matter is, just because you are a world-renowned expert in your field, if your field is not e-cigs, you are not an expert in e-cigs. And the sooner that people around the world get to understand that, the better.
I mean, I just think that is an absolute nonsense.
It's a travesty.
Absolute nonsense.
It's a travesty. Absolute travesty. Do you want to have a? Shall we play the video in, Chris?
That would be excellent.
I'm sure.
Fascinating.
I'm
yes.
sure it'll raise questions.
Because
And-
you know I love video.
You do. I'm just having a quick.
Travelogues I love.
All right.
Hang on a minute. Leanna Lawless has said she was told she was self-serving because she was giving facts about e-cigs instead of letting experts like Glance say. Maxstrom has said, lol, absolutely pointless, DD. And Silver Zero says, that sounds exactly like what happened in New York today. They want to ban the sale of all e-liquid in the state, and not a single proponent of vaping was allowed to speak. I don't think this was a case of vapers not being allowed to speak. I think he just didn't know any. And you'll see why. I'll play the video in. Now, it's a travelogue. It's basically a video diary of the trip from stupid o'clock on Wednesday morning until I got back on Friday, sort of style. So here it comes. You might want your lug plugs in for the first bit. After that, it's fine. Enjoy half an hour of vapours on a plane. Well, it's just after 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm sat here getting ready to check in for an aeroplane down to London Heathrow and then from London Heathrow to Basel. It's all good. Slightly tired. But first, coffee. That coffee you see cost very nearly as much as the e-cig that's resting on it. I love airports. So, in departures now. They just want you to spend money in these places. It's really weird, but anyway, never mind. Should be climbing on an aeroplane in about 45 minutes time and hurtling off down to Gatport Airwick. Thus far, nobody said a word about e-cigs. Security was good, got through that quite easily, wasn't too much of a problem at all. Yeah, checking from London Heathrow next, I think. Now at Heathrow, awaiting the board plane for Basel. Been a long day so far. It's not getting any shorter. But never mind. Back with it. stood on the bridge over the Rhine in Basel. This is King Size River. The sea's that away because we're way too high up to be tidal. This is what it's all about. I'm on my way to the train station to meet up with Dave Kitson. I'm sat outside the railway station in Basel. It's also where the tram station is. Let me see if I can show you. So it's loads and loads of trams kicking around here. There's one coming in now. And it's really rather strange because if you look down at the table, there is an ashtray, something I haven't used in a million years. And with pipe. Another man using ashtrays. One thing I've been struck about is the number of people that smoke. As you'll have seen from a little flashback where I mentioned earlier on, I did find a cigar shop selling e-cigs. I've not seen any more yet, but I've not really walked very far yet. So it's all going to be fun. Great fun. More later. That there would be one Dave Kitson pouring beer from a jug into a glass. What beer is this one, Dave?
It was a Pils brewed on site.
Yes.
This is Fischer Stube.
It should. Am I in shot? It should be pointed out. I am here on business and not to enjoy myself. But when Mr. Kitson says, "Let's go for a Bavarian style meal," who am I to say no?
You need proper beer. Gotta have proper beer.
You have.
So, and this is proper beer brewed downstairs. Cheers.
Cheers. Good health. Oh, that's nice.
That was worth the walk, wasn't it? That
Definitely.
I've been here before.
What we have here is Basel at 11 o'clock at night, close to. I've just left Dave Kitson in a taxi, hurtling off to get his train, whilst I am wandering back to mine hotel, as you do. Which is an interesting concept in and of itself. Right, better stop. People are looking at me funny. Hiya. I've just got back from a night out in a lovely little Bavarian restaurant here in Basel, and I need to get prepped up for tomorrow. So I'm connecting everything up. Charger. And you may not know this, I'm going to give some backroom secrets away now. I quite often use iPads and iPhones for doing video. So I'm currently shooting some video of my charger being plugged in, because this hotel has 13 amp socketry. So as you can see, it's being shot on the iPhone, which is something strange, because the battery in this beast has gone flat. So I need to recharge it. So I'm about to do that now. I'll stop the iPhone video and it'll come up this one. Here, you and me. So I shall take out the battery and I shall plug it in the IntelliCharger, and then you can see start the charge. Look, if I'm not looking straight at you, it's because I haven't got my glasses on and I don't know where to look. So that is flat as the proverbial, I think the polite term is pancake. I was thinking fart, but never mind. So I shall stick a freshly charged battery in, as one does. Now, I sat tonight with Mr. Kitson in this lovely little restaurant of Bavarian style and ate Wiener Schnitzel, as one does, followed by Apfelstrudel, as one does, and at the same time sank about 3 litres of very, very nice beer. Mr. Kitson was in a taxi heading towards the station. He's going to be at a train on his way home to Zurich. And I'm not sure he'll be able to walk when he gets there. But neither can I. Excuse I. That's nice. Yes, very nice. You might well be wondering what happened to everything that travelled in the plane. So, let's tell you. The squib, unfortunately, decided to have a wee. But I had packed it in a little plastic bag so that it didn't weigh on anything important. But let's have a look in the other little plastic bag of stuff that you take on the aeroplane and hand baggage. These are the ones I need to look at. These are the CE4s, look. Shall I do a closey-uppy with the closey-uppy cam? Let's do exactly that. Here we go. And there we have it. Now, on the face of it, I can't actually see anything that's gone wrong. But let's take them out of the package and see what happens. So here we go. iPhone, iPad, iPad, iPhone. There's one. Let's look at it. And that, there's a couple of drops, but nothing worth getting your knickers in a twist about. And that one, which is the Kick CE4, again, there's a couple of drops, but nothing to write home about. You can see that there's juice in there, but nothing to really worry about. Let's see if I can find a battery, of which I have brought 2, and we'll connect up. They're in here. Come out. So there's one, and we'll put the pink one on because they go together. You will notice I'm not there. Yeah, I can feel it. Never mind. Screw it on. It's alright. That'll do the job for tomorrow. I shall, of course, clean them down with tissues which are provided in the hotel. Every good hotel has a box of tissues. Let's try this one. And that too is fine. This, the TNS, because it says so on the top, has worked flawlessly, aside from the fact that when I went out for a meal this evening, I was a bit early, I've got to be honest, and although I was meeting Dave at 7:30, I trotted off substantially earlier than that. There's a picture of what I'm doing, look, just wait and see. Alright, I got bored. I'd had a snooze, so I thought I'd have a walk through Basel, and you'll have seen some of the pictures and what I saw while I was going across the Rhine and so on and so forth, and what I saw while I was sat outside the station. But what I forgot to do was put my box of batteries in my pocket. But this has worked up until we left the restaurant. And might have had a drink. Reset. There we go. My Linear Hydra with the scrape on top, which I thought I'd bring since it was made in Switzerland, has filled the breach quite nicely. Thank you very much. Switch it on. That'll do for me. So yes, tomorrow, being Thursday, I shall be going to the Stad Casino, and at around about 4:50, there or thereabouts, I'll be standing on my hind legs and addressing the great and good and worthy of the harm control movement. And with a little bit of luck and a following wind, we'll win hearts and minds. So it's all good, it's all to play for. I'd probably better check the time. And there you have it. That's local time, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock where you are. So my apologies to the Tin Your Tip team for not sitting and watching the show tonight. But food and drink, I needed it. It's been a long day, from 4 o'clock this morning until, well, 10 o'clock UK time, 11 o'clock here. Tomorrow I'll meet up with Jerry Stimson. We'll have a little natter, and then I'll be talking to Harm Reduction International, 500 delegates from all over the world, about why e-cigarettes might not be sold in as many numbers as everybody would like, due to the legislation that's being proposed by Europe with the Tobacco Products Directive and by the FDA in the US. And between the two, they will probably set the direction for the rest of the world. That's how important it is. Fingers crossed. Meantime, while I think on, while I'm travelling far from home, I do want to mention the Global Nicotine Forum that's happening in Warsaw on the weekend of the 27th of June. If you are as passionate as I am, you need to be there. This might well set the agenda for what's going to happen worldwide with nicotine usage, specifically e-cigs, for the next 10 years. I would certainly hope so. The great and good will be there, and that, I think, is all to the good. Right, at this point in time, I've been out of bed way too long, so I'm going to have a shower and a shampoo and a shave and go to bed. I'll catch up with you later. There'll probably be more to this. See you anon. So, very shortly I'll be disappearing off for the Stad Casino in Basel, where the Harm Reduction International Conference is being held. If I could even work out how this belt works, it would be good. So the idea is to get there and talk to the people. Interestingly though, the hotel room has this kit of stuff. It's got a whole lot of sterile cotton wicking. That's good in the bag. Handy to re-wick, which I might well want to do. We'll get the jacket on, get the shoes on and get weaving. It's about 1.5 kilometres from here, so that'll be a nice walk. It looks like a nice day outside, and I'll see you on the way there. Right, let's get sorted. Need that. Yes, that's working nicely. We'll need that. Needs a new battery. That's good. Blocked off. Into the other side. Do you like the lining? The phone, that's got the map on to get me where we're going. Top pocket for that. Glasses. Take one of them. Couple of bottles of juice. And some batteries. And that's me. See you later. This is Basel from the middle of the bridge as I'm walking across to the Stadt Casino, and there is the cathedral. Beautiful piece of architecture, and I'm pretty sure that there's a big barge about to come through. I'm going up that way and the barge is coming. I'll video that for you. That ferry boat over there, by the way, has no engine. Uses purely and simply the power of the water to wind its way across. Yes, I had to read that twice too. Where are we? We've got around about an hour before I've got to go and get started in the room, ready for the our bit of the conference with Jerry and Dak and others. So yes, been polishing the final draft of what I'm going to say. Also going to be responding to what Dak's got to say. Thus far I'm encouraged. There's a lot of people saying that they're going to come to our session because they're very interested in e-cigs. This should be fun. Sat here, it's a lovely little park beside that fountain I showed you earlier with Jerry Stimson. Hi Jerry.
Hi there, Dave.
So what are we doing this afternoon?
Well, we're going to have a cup of coffee in a minute, but we're here really because it's a harm reduction conference. It's a drugs harm reduction conference, and rather sadly there's not been a coming together of drugs harm reductionists and tobacco harm reductionists. There's a big kind of gap, and I come from sorry. No, sorry.
We're busy. Yes.
I grew up in a drugs harm reduction arena, so I thought this would be a natural one for them to get excited about. A safer way of using nicotine is all the hallmarks of harm reduction, and yet they still need to be converted. So Dave and I are here this afternoon to try to convert a few people in the cause of tobacco harm reduction.
I won't get wrong if I mention EFVI, will I?
You right?
There you go. Thanks, Jerry.
Okay.
So there you go. That was the trip to Basel, and yes, you could actually see Cat's house from where we were flying across.
Hi, you can, I know.
Yes.
Amazing.
I just thought folks would like to say that. We'll take a quick blast of the ads. I'll catch up on chat, and then we'll blaze on with the show, eh? Or unless anything come up that you've seen, Chris?
What do you mean that I've seen? I've been too busy ordering me BT Infinity.
We'll be back in a couple of ticks. Don't go anywhere.
safercigs.co.uk, sponsors of the Haze Hour. e-cigs, sponsors of the Haze Hour.
Yes, indeed, we're back. Now, just to fill everybody in, there were a few little bits and bobs that surprised me, as you might have seen some of the text in that. First one was Harm Reduction International, over 500 delegates there. And at any given point in time, you could always find at least a dozen stood outside the Stad Casino having a fag.
Really?
When we we had lunch in the cathedral in the church, which was just really weird, and stood outside from all with those red
Yes.
badgy things on. Is it between 80 and 120 people stood outside, fags and cigars going, 90 to the dozen.
And these were people from all over the world?
All over the world, all part of this Harm Reduction International thing. Ask me how many vapors there were in the audience, all told.
How many?
None. Not one.
So you had roughly 20% of the delegates outside smoking. That's what you
Which
say.
pretty much what you would expect, I suppose. Well, no, it's what you would expect of
Yeah.
normal people, but not from... What do you make of that, Chris?
I think it's shocking, to be honest.
It
Exactly. I'm just gobsmacked by that.
my gob also was smacked, it has to be said. It was just really weird. However, we made the point that there are some issues that will be coming up out of all of this, and there's some stuff that I need to kind of cover in backroom ways, and I will do. There's stuff that might be coming up that's going to need some work. But the impression I got from speaking to the great and good, certainly from the UK, was that they are very, very, very keen to help. And that's a good thing. That's really, really good. And I'm really quite pleased about that.
Yeah, because that's the important thing, isn't it? Whether they vape or not doesn't matter, as long as they can understand why we do.
Well, yes, exactly right. And they do get harm reduction. And as Jerry said, the drugs harm reduction thing and the tobacco harm reduction thing haven't kind of coalesced as yet. But I think they're about to. Lots of interesting conversations, not as part of the session, but very, very interesting nonetheless. And I'll, as I get everything and pull everything together, then we'll try and give you more information on that, because there's going to be all kinds of stuff coming off. And at the moment, there's lots and lots of meetings happening worldwide.
So what about an overall impression?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, you say you spoke to a group of UK people.
Yes.
I mean, what sense did you get of what the whole thing, the sort of flavour of it?
Well, essentially, the harm reduction folks, first of all, acknowledge that risk reduction is probably a better term, because in actual fact, that's what you're doing. You're reducing the risk of using your drug of choice.
Yes, risk sounds better than harm.
I think so, and that's an area of language that they're looking at adopting as well as us. They also said that lads, folks I spoke to, had all said that they'd had very, very similar struggles to get people to accept harm reduction or risk reduction rather than complete abstinence.
Right.
Because there is, worldwide, whether it be nicotine, alcohol or anything else, there's this whole notion that, well, nobody should need any artificial substance in order to enjoy themselves. I get delight from watching flutterbys and wasps and bees. There's joy in the world, you don't need anything else. And it's bullshit. Sorry, bullshite. Sorry, Chris, I shouldn't.
Yeah. Absolute shite, isn't it?
Yes,
It
but, you know, there's a group of people that are just spoilers. Any form of enjoyment is a heresy to them, isn't it?
Yes, yes. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. I'm just looking at the time. I'm going to take the second bunch of ads, I think, unless anything's come up from chat.
Tonight is just flying by.
It's stotting past.
Absolutely flying
Yes.
by.
Stotting past. I really do hope people enjoyed the video. I mean,
I think so. I think
Yes.
everybody in chat's a bit like me. They thoroughly enjoy watching something like that.
yeah. Well, thank you. 'Cause I'm not a good filmmaker. I'm nowhere.
Oh, I don't know.
Wouldn't
I
say
thought that was
that.
excellent.
I thought it was excellent as well.
Yes. I thought there might have been a few complaints about the close-up on those two ladies' bottoms, but trust me, there was another 15 minutes of that, but I didn't dare use it. We'll take the second set of ads, and when we come back, Chris will be showing you her new stealth device. You're going to need a microscope or blow the picture up on your screen to as big as you can possibly get it, because this thing is so small. It's
I can't wait.
unbelievable and powerful. No clue. Back in a couple of minutes.
Save the Cigs, sponsors of the Haze Hour. Save the Cigs, sponsors of the Haze Hour.
And
Yes.
we're back. Yes, it's nice to have friends in it. I just read what somebody said. Neil Ackrick said, "I wish my wife was as dirty as Dave's mind," and I said, "My mind is pure." And what did you say, Chris?
Pure as a cesspit.
Yes.
There you go. And somebody in chat did ask me whether I'd run through the Global Nicotine Forum. I will, not tonight though, because I really want you to have a look at this stealth device of Chris's. Are you going to tell everybody about it, Chris?
My stealth device. Have I got to pick it up?
Aye.
Okay.
So it can't, because it's...
It's a two-hand job.
Bloody hell. What? You really had me taken in there. I thought, what? God,
And it weighs a ton. It's the... What is it? 22.7, 722?
722,
Not sure
yeah.
which way that goes.
Yeah, 722.
722. And I've just sort of set it up today. I'm not going to review it or really talk much about it. I'm going to leave that to Dave because he's got one as well.
Not yet, I haven't.
It's our complicated for me, the instructions.
You can picture that sort of orbiting round the Earth, can't you?
If you could ever get it up there.
Say that again, Chris?
What?
You would need some size rocket to get this up there.
Moonlit's just said, where is it? Can't see it. Hold it closer to the camera, please.
God, cheeky sod. There you go.
How heavy is it?
That heavy. It's not that bad. I'm sort of exaggerating as I tend to, and do consider what I've got on the top of it. That's a scrape on there, which are heavy to start with. You know, but I gather it works a bit like the Sigelli, if that makes anybody any the wiser. But it's a lot of pressing the buttons and things to get it to do what you want it to do. But for somebody as blind as me, I quite like the idea that it shows me all the information I need on there. As I'm sure you might be able to see.
Makes ours look tiny, doesn't it?
Speak for yourself.
Well, I can read that.
Right.
And it works on a 26650 battery. Now, if anybody hasn't seen one, there you go.
Have you got an 18650 to put beside it, Chris?
I've got an 18650 to put beside that for comparison's sake. There.
Dear me.
Yes.
Yes.
26.
It's a big bugger.
Aye.
So you were waiting for Uber,
Fact of the matter is, I think with a little bit of luck and a following wind, Chris got it delivered to hers. So I'm going up there tomorrow. Because I was away. I've been flitting about.
Of course, yes.
And stuff like that. So I'm quite looking forward to getting my mitts on that one, I have to say, because it's apparently, and I don't know yet, but you tip it to change things, don't you?
You do. You've got to press the button so many times, and then it allows you to change the wattage, which goes up to 22 watts, from 7 to 22. And you tip it the other way, one way to send it up, the other way to send it down. But what's quite nice about it, I mean, on this particular one, as you can see, it's got 9 watts showing there. But underneath that, it's got the equivalent in volts.
Right.
And underneath that is the ohms of the resistance of the atomizer I've got on. And then there is what's left in the battery. And that's all the information anybody's ever going to need. You know?
There's been a little bit of a question. Basically, whoops, wrong button. That's the one I wanted. Somebody says, is it expensive?
No. It's $69.99, which I don't think is expensive for something like that.
Well, I'm here to tell you, 69 is one of my favourite numbers.
I thought it may be. And we spotted earlier, Dave and I, when we were looking at, Dave said how similar it is to the Silver Bullet.
Size-wise, there's not a lot in it, Chris.
There's not, is there?
So if you've ever had a Silver Bullet, you're not looking at something that's massively more rotund, as it were.
No. Very, very similar. So, and weight is very, very similar. So that'll give you a clue if you've owned a Silver Bullet what it's going to feel like. To be honest, I quite like it. I don't find it too heavy. You get used to it quite quickly. But $69.99. Then you've got your batteries, which I've seen available from about £8 each. I paid just under 20 quid for 2. But
you can live with
not
that.
bad at all.
You can definitely live with that, can't you?
Mm-hmm. Well, she had me food. I mean, I expected,
Teeny
as she
tiny.
said before the show, something very discreet.
Well, talking about very discreet, you've been using that mod from Kick.
For the last week.
Yeah, and how have you found that?
lightweight, discreet, good vapour production. Marvellous value for money, that.
Shirt pocketable?
Oh, very much so.
Oh.
I mean,
Look at that, it's disappeared. You've got a shirt pocket, Chris?
I wouldn't dare put this in a shirt pocket.
what? You need a haversack.
The funny thing is, there's been talk in chat about man bags earlier on, so there you go. So next Monday night we'll go into the 722 in a bit more detail, and there's been a couple of new devices landed on my doormat as well that we'll have a look at. I'm not going to go too far into them at the minute. I've just got to check I've got them in shot first before I go. Oh no, I'll put that there. There you go. Closey up you can. The Linear Hydra. If you've been watching for any length of time, you'll remember I looked at this one. Well, here's one in brass. See how clean that is, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
That's the new one in brass.
You haven't touched it yet, then?
I have, but I wore gloves. And
really?
this is the Prince of Darkness finish on the Linear Hydra, which is really rather nice with the mats, and all of them have gold-plated buttons. So we'll have a little bit look at them as well next week. I'm here to tell you this one's got a kick ring, the brass one, and I've got a kick in it, and it's doing the job quite nicely. Thank you very much.
Is that your description, the Prince of Darkness? Oh, that's actually what it's... Right.
Go to e-cigs.com and have a look. POD, Prince of Darkness.
That's gorgeous.
It is, it's lovely. Are you're just getting it on the main screen now?
I'm just getting it on the main screen now. It's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
It's beautiful. It's a really nice piece of kit. I've been playing with it a couple of days.
I
Oh.
just want to look.
I'm giving you the big one because it's not shirt pocketable.
Oh, it's a solid job, that, isn't it?
It is. Give it a blast. Bottom button job. Keep the picture towards you. That's it. It's set up for lunging, remember. What you drinking, Chris?
Bloody
Give us
hell.
one. Nice.
Cranberry.
That'll keep you regular.
Aye. One thing I don't need.
Nice.
Yes.
Give it back. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes, it's.
Where did tonight go? It's almost time.
I know. Paul Mellish, which I assume is how you pronounce Mel Hewish. I think it's Mellish. Says, can we ask you, Chris, what charger are you using for those bloody get big fat things?
Yeah, I'm just using the X-Star. I typed that in earlier there. It's any good charger that you can fit an 18650 in, you're going to be able to fit the 26650 into.
Yes.
It does go in.
Now, I've just spotted another one I'm going to have to scroll to as well. Where is it? It's DJ Reptile said he's surprised they made a kick ring. Thought they would want you using their VW device. Well, yes, but now here's the thing. The clever thing about this, you see, if you give the people what you want, then the people want what you've got, and people want to use kicks and kick twos, and I understand that. So those very nice people at e-cigs have sent a kick ring through. Whether they're available yet on the site, I don't know. What I do know is I love the weight of this thing, and it's really, really pleasant to use. I'm liking it a lot. And I've got to say, and Kat will bear me out on this, it's the only bottom button mod I've enjoyed using and can use. It fits my hand perfectly.
Yeah. Thank goodness the Furious just corrected that typo of his. He said, when I was smithing bras, was the metal of choice for my daggers and helmets. Brass. Yes, not bras.
I was going to say, how the hell do you... I thought you were going to say that he'd mistyped the smithing and had typed sniffing bras.
We got that bit right, we got the rest wrong.
I thought it was only me that did tricks like that. Got smacked round the lungs last time I sniffed somebody's bra, you know. She went like that.
Oh, God.
Knowing Andy, nothing would surprise me.
Well, exactly right.
We've run out of time.
We have.
Yes,
We have.
10 o'clock.
We have.
Flown by as it usually does.
Absolutely right. Now, I won't be doing VT Talk on Thursday because I'll be down in London. But did I hear right that there's a possibility we can do it on Sunday, Chris?
There is. And it probably makes sense for us to do so.
There you go then. So I'll not be around on Thursday for VT Talk, but we'll do VT Talk on Sunday instead. And with a little bit of luck and a following wind, I've got to ask them yet, but I'm hoping to have some guests that were down at the Public Health England meeting on Thursday alongside us. And then we can kind of report back in full, because we'll be off in different sessions on the afternoon and what have you. And you never know, we might. I'm gonna ask Martin McKee again face to face. I'll let him stand on a box, and I shall give him a formal invitation to Skype in onto VT Talk on Sunday, and let's see whether he decides to come and chat with us. I hope he will. I really do hope he will, because you know it's only right. We've got to talk to these people, and I don't mean.
And they
that.
need to listen to us. Yes.
Say it again, Chris. Go on. Put your Chris
We're not
face on.
horrors. We're not going to, shout him down or anything. We'll listen to what he has to say, and we'll just give him our argument back in return. They need to listen to us, and they don't.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Right. We've gone over time. We've gone over time. If you're around on Sunday night, we'll do VT Talk then. There'll be nothing on Thursday night that I'm involved with, so kind of moving stuff around that way. The rest of the week, I think you already know, Marco tomorrow with Vapor Scene at 9 o'clock, 9:45 for our German language programme, DE Talk, and I've been learning a little bit of German while I was over in Switzerland.
Impressive.
Oh yes, and I found out the word for DE Talk is fantastische, which is close enough to fantastic that I could remember it.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Wednesday night, tin your tip. Are we promised blood this week, Chris?
Aye, again.
We're promised blood again.
We like a bit of blood, yeah.
Do like a little bit of blood for all you modders
Gary's
out there.
running out of fingers.
Is he?
Mm.
I know what his wife will want him to start on next then. Thursday night, like I say, I'll be not having a night off, I'll be working. And then I'll be back on Sunday night with VT Talk. Don't forget to tune into our Y4 radio after the shows every night, because they're there and they're good and they're worth listening to. And that's it, really, until we see you next time from all of us here. Well, shall we do it all together? All together. Like, fingers like that. Hold your middle two down, leave your other two sticking out.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
There we go. So, vape on. Vape hard. All together, and don't let the bastards grind you down. Till we see you next time, take care of each other, enjoy your vaping, be good, and if you can't be good, be careful. Ta-da.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
e-cigs, sponsors of the Haze Hour.